Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Footless Waif, and you're watching me go from zero to hero on a Holy Paladin. Why did I slow down right there? In the War Within Season 2. I feel like I said the last part of Paladin, like slowed down or something. Fell off the balcony, god damn it. Anyway, today we're going to be doing a +6 key. We're going to do Cinderbrew Meadery. There is a run available. I'm going to immediately apply because there's not many runs available at this time in the morning. So hopefully I get invited, and I do. That's wonderful. But yes, we have only Cinderbrew Meadery at a +2. Everything else is at a +4. I just didn't have time in yesterday's stream to actually get this key to a +4. So we're going to do it here in the video for our first +6 key. And then today in the stream, we're going to bump everything up to +6 if we can. We're at 655 item level with the 4 set. I think the only part of the 4 set that I really like is the actual Divine Toll cooldown. I think it's the CDR is kind of nice. A lot of people keep asking me why I keep running these lower keys when I could very easily run higher keys with the item level I have. And my answer is basically so that I have more episodes of the series. It's pretty simple. It's basically that's all it is. And also I like to show off the 2 key range, the 4 key range, the 6, 8, and 10. I want to put 1 key of each of those at least in the videos, because I just feel like that would be more fun to actually see that, rather than me just, you know, being decked out right off the bat and then immediately finishing the series without doing much of anything. I'm just gonna ping myself and hopefully the stabby boy comes over, or stabby girl, my apologies, so we can summon the other people that are not porting over. Also, yeah, I do have a portal. I should probably just portal over. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. And here we go with a +6, sorry, Ascendant Cinderbrew Meadery. We're gonna give this person some movement speed, which is our tank. And also here is the group in the bottom right corner of the screen. As you can see, if you pause, there is a lot of item level here, and we're gonna pull into Chewy. Not sure how I feel about that. Definitely this is gonna be a rough one, I think, but we're gonna handle it by having a shit ton of DPS, or hopefully, potentially, maybe, if all goes well. Let's get some kicks in. We're gonna dispel ourselves, keep healing the group here. Let's put a beam out. We're gonna stun this guy that's putting his own beam out and try and get some healing done with now nothing but natty healing. Tank is going to need some attention here in a second, because the tank is going to be... shit, somebody put out a dot. Like, there was one more dot that I wasn't expecting. The tank had like 6 or... Well, at the end there, they had 9 stacks of the debuff, and I'm not looking for the swirlies at this point. I'm trying to explain more than I can in the time that I had to do all that. Anyway, the tank had a lot of stacks of the debuff, so I was expecting to have more trouble keeping the tank alive. I think the tank is pretty dry on resources here now at this point, but luckily I am not. So I have Divine Toll, and I have my Dawn Lights ready from being able to whatchamacallits, use my Holy Prism. I do have Divine Toll. I'm gonna stun this thing, and we have a blind ready for the affix right now. There we go. And let's keep everyone nice and healthy. I just accidentally used a Light of Dawn. I should just remove that as a keybind, honestly. I don't think it's necessary at all. I think it's a useless keybind in M+. Because I pressed F instead of Shift F, and Shift F is my Word of Glory, or rather Eternal Flame in this build. And what I really wanted to press was Shift F, and I pressed F. And I keep getting hit by swirlies because I'm busy talking instead of actually playing the game. God dang it. Alright, I'm not really sweating, and I'm doing more than enough HPS to keep everyone alive, which feels nice. But the mobs are dying extremely quickly. Tank is tanking right in front of the boss's spawn point, which is not great. You don't want to do that, because then there's these things that drop down where the tank gets hit, and that causes some issues because we have to run through those later on. We're going to go ahead and just blast the bejesus out of these guys with healing. There we go. I was able to keep everyone nice and healthy through their dots. No dots before intermission, which is wonderful. I'm going to focus on actually healing people here rather than just... do I have blind? I don't have blind. Somebody's going to have to help me here with this. I'm not going to be able to do much more than this. There we go. Somebody did come in and take... Oh, no, they did not. Tank or boss is about to start doing a shit ton more damage. I'm just going to try and... I'm trying... It looks like I'm trying to DPS, but I'm not. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hit the boss to generate holy power. Boss has 7 stacks of the buff. Those next dots are going to hurt like crazy. They're coming in here in a moment. There is throw Cinderbrew. 1 goes on the rogue. We're going to go ahead and give the rogue a sack, and we're going to blast the bejesus out of healing from these other people that have the dot. Okay, the buff from the boss went away from the affix, so we are fine now. This is fine. Everything's fine. And the boss is headed back towards the center. I could continue healing. Now, since I didn't really have any trouble healing, I'm going to try and participate in this round of beer going out. Just going to go ahead and give a bunch of healing to people. This person doesn't even have a mug. They're just kind of running around with nothing in their hands because they thought they had a mug, but I took the mug. It was me. I was the mug taker. That's not a good thing though, because they just wasted a bunch of their time. I need to get to this and blind as many as I can. It's going to be 6 of them. Now I need to get over back to my group. This is a bit rough. I should have just stayed there. I should have stayed home. I should have stayed in front of the boss. But it works out. It's not a big deal. We put out the dawn lights, take care of ourselves, then take care of this person. Divine Toll is going to go out. We have extra holy shocks. I should focus on healing myself with Eternal Flame rather than holy shocks, because of the martyrdom thing. So I should heal others with holy shocks and myself with Eternal Flame rather than the other way around, which is what I had done there in that moment. But it's just going to be a thing that I need to learn to do. We're going to give movement speed to our tank. There we go. And he is going to pull a whole bunch here, I would assume. Yes, very good. This is, I think, where he stops. No, he keeps going. Never mind. We're going to stop here. Does he pull the extra group? Nope. He does not. He just kind of keeps running a little bit for no particular reason that I could tell. We're going to dispel this person. We're going to kick. No, we're not going to kick that. We're going to stun it. Whatever. We have the affix coming in. We don't have a blind. I don't have a blind. So that is not my concern. That is not my duty to deal with. I'm just going to kick that last one. I'm going to step away so I'm not damaging anyone. Put a dawn light onto the tank, dawn light onto ourselves, and we should be more than fine dealing with that. I will spare a moment to do some damage to that barrel, because that barrel going off would be very, very painful. Gonna do a quick kick on the pyromancer to take care of that beam. I don't want to have to deal with that. My previous run in Cinderbrew Meadery included, how shall I say this? Included a tank that was a little bit lost in the sauce, a little bit new to the game, a little bit new to having a monitor in front of their face, a little bit new to using a keyboard maybe. I don't know, very new to a lot of things. They were very lost. And I genuinely tried. We reset like 3 times on a trash pull in the IPA room, and it just, like, I just expected to be able to finish the dungeon anyway because it was a +4. But when the tank started gripping mobs into the into IPA, I knew it was time to call it quits. So I decided to just leave that run. I'm going to make this slam into the wall here. I'm going to use a defensive and just heal myself right off the bat afterwards, because I'm going to get hit by both the charge and the wall slam. Let's beam one of these bad boys so that everyone gets healed by the beam. I mean, the beam, by the way, is Holy Prism. That's what I'm talking about when I say the beam. And then afterwards, I have 2 holy, what are they called? No, not holy. Divine lights that I can utilize to heal my group by giving them a massive hot, which also radiates out healing. It's very, very nice. Does a lot of healing. Basically, anyone that has a dot, if they have a dawn light on them, you can kind of ignore them. That's for the most part, that's been true. It's a great way to keep a tank alive as well. We're going to give movement speed to our tank so he can do his little thing where he pulls all these mobs in to the corner here, or past the corner here, so that we line of sight them. It's very nice. We're going to just heal this person, and then the next person gets it is going to get dispelled. I think that's kind of okay. Let's kick this beam thingy that happens, and then we're going to Holy Prism. Let's put out a Dawn Light. Let's put one on the Rogue as well. Why not? Actually, no. Let's put one on the tank, because the Rogue got healed up otherwise. Surprised that we only did 2 groups from what I can see, or was it 3? I can't tell really. We have a blind ready, but there's other people that are ready to deal with it, like the tank, who is already in bear form, so he doesn't mind using the bear roar to CC all of those orbs. We get to keep our blind for the next set of affixes or whatever else may need an AoE CC. Wonderful. Tank dips a bit low from getting punched in the face by the Hobgoblin, along with just about everything else. It looks like a double Hobgoblin is going to go out. We're going to go ahead and use... Ooh, okay, that really hurt. I'm glad I used the AoE defensive here. Let's beam here. Let's use a defensive ourselves. Let's kick... No, stun this. Let's blind this. I want to stop all this damage from going out. We're going to Divine Toll. Keep everyone nice and healthy here. Keep everyone nice and healthy. We just used a lot of resources, I think, previously in that big pull that we did over there. So having the double Hobgoblin here, it works out, apparently, because we've already killed one. I don't know. This group's just kind of blasting it in the DPS. The Rogue definitely, absolutely stomping these mobs into the ground. You will notice that I do have a different font and details, and that is because the default font does not support whatchamacallits. these letters, Cyrillic letters. I also ended up turning on, well, I don't have an AoE CC to deal with this. I stunned one and that took care of it. Anyway, I also turned on in details a setting that basically translates the Cyrillic alphabet into the Latin alphabet. So this is the Druid Quadrobe, or something like that. That's supposed to be the name, I think. Oh, we're skipping the last group in the corner there. We'll see how we handle moving past the, what are they called? Moving past the little bloblets. I'm going to save my stun. You put out a Divine Toll here to make sure everyone's nice and healthy. Heal others with the Holy Shocks. Heal myself with Eternal Flame. Does extra healing. Okay, we're able to just navigate straight past them. We're going to stun this one so that the other ones move closer to it. That one's the most forward one, reaching the boss the soonest. We have a blind ready for this. We're going to go ahead and use it. There we go. That's what we really want. We're going to sack one person and dispel the other, and that should keep them safe until we are able to actually dispel them, like right now. There we go. Holy Shock, and let's just slam the boss a little bit for holy power, and then we should be okay. Very, very nice. Brew drops are coming down. We're going to put down a consecration right here to slow them down. I have no way of stopping this blob's movement. We're going to hit it in the face. Now let's focus on healing. Divine Toll goes out again as we have it available. Lots of these bad boys all around us. I have no way to stop this. We get a shield anyway. Tank is afraid to move because there's a group of mobs in the corner. I'm going to drop a consecration down because that slows the mobs, and this should be a-okay now. I think we can burst through the shield and kill IPA anyway. We're going to dispel this person, and we're going to use a defensive because we have this active on us, this being the dot. I just dispel someone else who I can't, control, and I give either a sack or I, use a defensive if it's me to another person, and that way I can handle this a lot more easily. Okay, it looks like IPA is going to go down before these do anything. Or reach us, rather, I should say. So that works out quite well. Boss is dead. The little blobs don't matter. These can but don't need to be destroyed because by the time we reach the next group of mobs, the buff will mostly run out. No, never mind. 23 seconds. We have some time to utilize that buff to deal damage to the next group. So this is kind of nice. Definitely need to try and get more damage out of my consecration. I haven't been hitting the mobs quite enough. We're going to put a focus on that purveyor. That's what I'm going to focus on. We're going to beam the tank, and we're going to give him a dawn light. We're going to give a dawn light to this person as well. I'm looking at the purveyor still to see if I can interrupt it when it casts the honey volley. There it is. That's the dangerous spell that I really want to interrupt, because AoE damage is harder to heal than a single person taking damage on this class, obviously. I'm pretty sure it's kind of like that for most healers, is like they can more single target heal. I guess on Mistweaver I wouldn't say the same thing. You kind of almost always AoE heal no matter what. Okay, this person's getting aggro. I might have to look for a dispel on them. Beam the tank, give them a dawn light, puts the purveyor on focus, kick that thing, get out of here. 14 stacks on the tank. It's gonna get a nice big dispel. I'm focusing on tank healing here because the tank is gonna get hit by the final stings, and that might be an issue. We might have to use a blind here. We're going to use a blind here to take care of the last 4 stacks of that, or the last 4 orbs. And now we're looking to dispel the tank at some point. We're going to kick this because somebody else kicked the purveyor, so there's nothing to worry about. I'm just going to kick the wrangler to prevent that bestial wrath. And some people have aggro on the beelets, but that is okay. They don't do all that much damage. It's the damage they do is by putting on this bee venom thing. And when you get like 20 stacks of it, that like some tanks can in big pulls, that is when it becomes a bit of an issue because it ticks for a lot of magic damage. All right, we're going to quickly give our tank some movement speed. Some speed for the movement so they can move faster. I don't know why I randomly pronounce things weird. I wouldn't be able to tell you. All right, the spell at 12 stacks. I think that's every mob having hit him. Tank uses bark skin, so I think they're safe. I'm going to dispel them as soon as I can. 18 stacks. Like you can see, this big pull with a lot of these, we're going to kick the purveyor. And this big pull with a lot of bees, these and bees kind of rhyme, so that works out. They're getting a lot of stacks. We're going to Divine Toll and just keep pumping heals into our friend, the tank here. Bestial Wrath I was not able to interrupt, unfortunately, but that's okay. We're going to sack the tank. I'm going to use wings here finally because I've been saving it for next expansion, it would seem. And then we go ham. Okay, tank is nice and safe with that sack and everyone having the big dawn light on them. I'm no longer worried about the tank surviving. We do have a guy casting Bestial Wrath at us in the back. We're going to make him move in by kicking him, and hopefully that actually lets people hit him and take care of him. Now, do we skip the next group? I almost pulled it with a Holy Shock, man. That was a thing. Pets are running past it. They do not pull this time around. And I think the difference here is sometimes the hunter is in combat. If the hunter is in combat, they will, their pets running past mobs will actually get them into combat. If the hunter is not in combat, then it won't cause any issues. So there is that. A volley did seem to go out. That's unfortunate. We're going to cleanse the tank because I do believe they got stunned because of the volley going out and slowing them down. But it does not wipe us, and that is what really matters. We're going to stun this bad boy just to reduce some of the group damage being taken, and so people don't have to navigate around that. We're grabbing the little beelets. We're going to blind all these that are remaining. I'm going to stand on this side because I don't mind getting hit by that and knocked back. I just want to make sure the rest of the group doesn't have to move away from it. Very nice. We actually managed to skip this group. That's kind of nice. We're going to dispel this, and the tank pulls but doesn't pull the belets. I'm going to just, you know, whoopsie daisy. There you go. Do that real quick. And since there's not a lot of damage going on here, I'm going to look to take care of the bee problem that we have, which is, you know, nobody wanting to do the bees at the start of a fight. Are we going to lust here? Lust question mark? Maybe they want to, maybe they don't want to. I'm gonna go ahead and recover people's HP, and then we're going to send these bees to destroy those things. Can I mount another bee? I would like to mount another bee. Thank you. There we go. That's another one, and the final one. That's unfortunate. I did manage to destroy one before a bee spawned in, so we only have 3 bees, even though I didn't destroy one of the existing ones. But it works out with me being the only person actually doing anything for the bees. It kind of works out. Gonna put out a couple of dawn lights. That should keep everyone very safe. We don't have a blind, so the tank is going to have to move in and take care of those with a roar. Boss is about to die, so I'm not even going to bother doing anything with the bees. We are a-okay. That bloodlust came in a little late, so maybe people's cooldowns ran out, but we still blasted the bejesus out of the boss, thanks to the group being pretty dang overgeared, honestly. If I look at the gear of the group, it is pretty strong. We have extra bees coming in. We can just run up to these and fly off. I don't think anyone needs a dispel. It looks like they don't. That resets the bees, everyone jumping onto the bee line and making a beeline for this. We're going to hover our mouse over all these mobs so that we mark them, because the auto marker that I use, the WeakAuras that I use for auto marking mobs, is actually updated to deal with that. I used to manually mark them because I'm stupid, but now that the WeakAuras has been updated, I'm just going to use that instead. So we go skull, cross, and then moon. No, skull, cross, star, moon, or skull, cross, whatever. I don't know what the actual order of it is, but we beat the shit out of them, and that's what's important. There's a good chunk of AoE going on. A lot of these are being hit at the same time because they're kind of bleeding down at the same rate. It does look like the elemental shaman is doing the same, doing the single target rotation here. Lots of lava burst. So definitely the single target. It's definitely the single target location. What? Rotation, not location. Jesus, Vlad, get it together, man. I am running on about 5 or 6 hours of sleep because I stayed up late to gear my marksmanship hunter a bit. And I got a Jaster Diamond from doing the normal raid, so I'm quite happy about that. Definitely want to do some keys on that bad boy in a moment. And by in a moment, I mean after I'm done editing this video. So there's that. Okay, I don't know if the tank wants to break all this big barrels or not. I don't know what the plan is with that. But what I do know is that I have to beat the bejesus out of this lady here that jumped down. Tank is taking care of one of those. I'm going to stand over here. Tank wants us to stand over there. That's fine. Just going to quickly heal people. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, people are breaking one of these. We're going to sack the other person. Tank's moving around. That's kind of dangerous. Didn't like that. Didn't enjoy that at all. We're going to Divine Toll to make sure everyone is nice and healthy. Try and get those extra holy shocks out. Okay, we're going to dispel this person. There is nothing for the tank to break. Luckily, that knockback doesn't actually do damage. I'm kind of scared of it either way. I'm pretty sure it doesn't do damage to anyone. It just kind of activates the traps. Not the traps, the barrels, whatever. You know what I meant. You knew what I meant when I said it. Beam the boss, and then we're going to try and heal people up. Bend our second dawn light. We have a third dawn light coming in from our extra... what? Hold on. Did you see that? All of the little thingies, they all spawned on top of the table, so they were all stacked up. That was beautiful. I'd never seen that before. They do I said do. They do that sometimes. It's just... I don't always notice it, and it's really cool when it does happen. We're gonna dispel one person and heal the bejesus out of the other one. Let's give them a nice dawn light here. I think that dawn light will be nice. Okay, we have a lot of damage going out. We're gonna go ahead and just use our wings here, try to recover that. A lot of these got exploded at the same time because the tank and the DPS decided to break some barrels. So here we are. Let's see. What do we get? We get nothing. We get gold and Valor Stones. I'll take Valor Stones, I guess. I got a total of 108 Valor Stones for that and 18 Rune Crests. Ooh, the tank gets the strapped rescue keg. They probably want that for themselves. It's okay. I have a champion one. Tank just disconnected. Bro got the neck and ran. Went offline. I mean, that was... That's funny. All right, well, I'm going to shill my YouTube channel and peace out. If people want to check it out and see themselves play for a little bit, I feel like some people really enjoy that. Why am I running out of the dungeon? I have this habit of running out of Cinderbrew Meadery for some reason. I'm just going to Hearthstone out. It doesn't matter. But yeah, that was smooth as hell, honestly. That was really, really smooth. I feel like I should maybe do another key. I don't know. I feel like this was just too easy. I haven't met a single challenge that was like difficult for me to overcome other than, well, you know, I rage quit. Well, not rage quit. It was more like not wasting my time quit one Cinderbrew Meadery run because the tank was just clueless and didn't know what was going on. So it was just very difficult to get through the run. But yeah, I feel like this was really fun. I really like my interrupts here. Look at that. Boiling Flames, 6 interrupts. A lot. I padded my interrupts on the Cosmic Ascension on the little orbs, but I feel like that's still pretty good. We got some Honey Volley kicks, some Bestial Wrath, and a Rejuvenating Honey. I feel like I didn't waste my kicks doing random shit. Even without the the Cosmic Ascensions, I would still have 14 kicks, which is more than twice the next person's kicks. So I'm happy with my performance as far as kicks are concerned. My DPS, Consecration is most of it, from it being big AoE pulls pretty much constantly throughout the dungeon. Always had a bunch of mobs, so Consecration is naturally just gonna pop off. Not much damage with Shield of the Righteous. I was focusing on healing anyone who had any tiny little bit of health missing, and I feel like that's gonna be how I play this class, because I do plan on taking this into higher keys where I'm gonna have to do that. So yeah, I feel like that's okay. HPS wise, it doesn't look very high, but that's because people weren't taking as much damage, and I was able to instantly heal everyone to full. I had a lot of overhealing, I think. Yeah, look at that. Across the board, just a bazillion percent overhealing because it's hard to get any actual HPS in when people are just not taking that much damage. I'm still doing 6s or still doing keys without tyrannical or fortified. So, you know, not as much I can do there. But what I can do is I could go over to the upgrade person, hello, and we can start doing some upgrades. I'm going to do one upgrade here on the bracers. That brings them to 4 out of 6. I can no longer upgrade them until I get Gilded Crests, and I'm going to upgrade my necklace once. I think that's a good idea, because these things, I don't know if I'll be keeping them or not, so I don't want to put any upgrades into them that are going to waste, that are going to waste Valor Stones, because I have precious few Valor Stones. I mean, I have the emergency Valor Stones, but I don't want to waste those on upgrading items I don't really care about. So with that, we are 656 item level. Again, I am overgeared for the content I'm doing. I have more than enough item level to finish this challenge, but like I said, I want to do few videos on this. Like, I think it's going to be 5, maybe 6. So the way I planned it was, let's do 2s, then 4s, then 6s, then 8s, then 10s. So that's 5 different key levels that I do. So that'll be 5 dungeons. But the first 10 I do will not actually give me 2.8k, right? What? 2.8k? 2.5k. 2.8k is a throwback. Don't worry about it. If you're an OG that knows that reference of 2.8k, it's cool that you're still around. Anyway. The first 10 I do will not give me 2.5k, so I'm gonna have to do more keys at the plus 10 key level. So what I was thinking of was doing a 6th episode, so the 5th episode would be a plus 10 key. Then on stream, I would get to as close as I can to 2.5k rating. And then the next episode, the 6th episode, would be 2.5k rating by doing the last 10 I need to get myself the rating necessary. But yeah, I don't think I'll be doing a second dungeon because I've been yapping for what the recording tells me is now 29 minutes with a bit of time just kind of sitting there silently waiting for the dungeon to start. So we have about a 25-minute episode or so. I think you guys are going to enjoy that. It's a little bit shorter than the first two because that was a lot of yappage. But then again, you guys probably follow me for the yappage, so I don't know. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, let me know what you liked about it, and a comment down below. If you had fun, make sure you subscribe because there's more episodes coming. And if you want to see what happens between these episodes, you can check out the stream. Speaking of which, shortly after this video goes live, I will be streaming. If you can't make it to the stream, you can check out the live section of this YouTube channel or the VODs. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Whoop! And bop. Oh shit, I didn't bop. I could have died there. I pressed the wrong button. I have no target. Wait, my macro doesn't work? Oh, it doesn't fall back to me. I have to actually pop myself. Ah, interesting. Anyway, bye.